how to recognize and break free that inner critic that's inside of us. We all have one. How to identify that first? First thing, you know you're listening to your inner critic is because perfection. You're looking for perfection. You always want to do things the perfect way. Well, you know what perfection leads to? It leads to procrastination. It leads us to not do anything because we're still trying to prove before we actually improve. The second thing, you start performing for approval. For approval, the more you perform for approval, the less you want to do. Anything that you do, actually, the more you go out there and try to prove yourself, I'm going to achieve this. You keep achieving things, but still deep down inside, the self-worth is still the same. And you constantly got to keep approving. It never stops. You forget to enjoy yourself through the journey. Once I have this relationship, then I relax. And that's a problem, especially in a relationship. You get the relationship, then you got your price. I don't improve anymore. Definitely, that's another one where prejudging is what happens when we just listen to our critical insight. We prejudge people, but why do we prejudge? Because basically we're protecting ourselves from the judgment we might see. So if I prejudge you before you judge me, all in my mind, then I'm okay. You see, that's a problem. That's a problem because prejudgment creates disconnection. It creates a miscommunication. All right, so these are some of the things that creates us to actually not even take a step into anything because we're always afraid of what people think of us. 3 things that you can do that I believe that I have learned. I'm still learning, to be honest with you, because I do want things to be all right. I want everything to be cool, right? There is a critical perfection inside of me too. The first thing you want to do is you want to do this. This is really hard, but I think if you do this, you're going to love it. Improve as you move. Improve as you move. That means you've got to move. You can't get it ready to get ready and never get ready. Improve as you move. When your movement will be your proof. We try to prove that we're okay before we take a step. And that's why we procrastinate. That's why we focus so much on perfection, because we want to make sure that when we come out, it's all good. You got to improve as you move, because your movement is your proof. You're going to learn from that experience too, which is really cool. The second thing is you want to inspire your progress. How do I inspire my progress? How do we inspire our progress? The way you inspire progress by encouraging. Put in courage. Why? What do? That means you inspect and you respect the movement that you've already done. And you also celebrate every little movement, because a lot of times we take a little movements and we look at our bigger goal and we're like, man, I haven't done anything. And we start to slay and kill all the progress, the small, tiny little progress that really will get us to that next level. And lastly, what you got to do is you have to invest in a real insight. What do I mean? But you got to invest in a real insight. There is a real insight for everybody that you meet. I was sitting at the airport, but this person was sitting next to me, this younger person. They were just kind of talking so much about their friends that didn't pay for dinner and they came to Vegas to party and whatever. They were loud, right? I was doing my thing. It was just amazing how much judgment went through that person's head about their friends, instead of them thinking about, okay, well, let me invest in the real insight. Let me find out what's the background. Why would this person do what they do? Let me ask some questions. Let me not judge them. Let me find out what is the experience, what's the background, what's going on with them, by asking questions. And then you find out the truth about someone, and then you decide whether you want to have that person in your life or not. But what I found, oh man, when you get to know somebody, you start to respect somebody, because I've done it too. I've judged people and then I got to know them. Then I'm like, wow, all that judgment was wrong. So you got to invest in people. You got to invest in a real insight, and that will kind of kill the prejudgment and also encourage people. Just be an encourager.